Hey, you think this looks ungainly? It's actually not. It only looks that way. Let me first start out by saying that I've spent countless years thinking about every possible macro mod, DIY, or alteration, or use this to fit on that you could possibly think of. I've created countless DIY macro mods, and even if you're like a Nikon shooter, for example, which I have a lot of Nikons, I have a Nikon shooter, and you bought the dual ring setup for macro flash photography, which is itself hideously expensive. I used to have one. It actually has a lot of failure points, and it's actually not that incredibly useful. You actually have to tilt the little flash heads in to change your distance, tilt them in or out. And when it comes to macro, obviously you want to stop down. I actually do all event photography and flash macro photography in all manual with flash compensation. Yeah, and depth of field, of course. If you want to go outside and do some out in the park, some macro photography, just walking around, you're going to do it handheld. I mean, most of us are too lazy to set things on a tripod, and that's not going to work if you have like a little insect crawling around. That's absolutely, completely impractical. Stop down to f16, whatever you need to stop down to. This is the reason why you should be shooting manual, by the way. Even aperture priority, which I shoot 90% of everything in, for macro photography, I shoot everything manual. Anyway, there's this. First off, let me start off by saying that until now, this is the fastest, easiest, cheapest, and this is a little macro tint. There's actually a sloping reflector here. You can actually stick this on your speed light, angle it up, and of course you actually have a single light source. The flash is actually hitting this mirrored inside surface, which is at an angle, which actually slopes out to this diffuser. And you can make one of these in about 40 minutes, and it only costs you like $1 or $2 to make. The problem with that is that with this, for example, this 80mm macro lens, your range of what you could shoot, like say for example you wanted to take a shot of, I don't know, a bird or an insect, that's a problem. You've only got a certain distance wherein the light is actually falling. Outside of that, there's way too much light fall off. So I've been trying to think of a way of something that would be perfect, as close as you can get, literally right on the lip of the lens hood, all the way out to 10 or 15 feet, which of course is not really macro photography, but say for example you want to take a flash shot with this 80mm lens. This is actually slightly ideal for weddings, like if you wanted to do ring photography. You didn't want to change things up, and you got a second camera hanging off your hip and hopefully a second shooter. You're going to do some of the macro detail. People love that in their wedding portfolios. Thank God I don't do wedding photography anymore. We'd always actually have to change things around. We have to change our lighting around, have to change the angles of the incident lighting. Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. Anyway, getting to the point. This may look ungainly, but it's incredibly simple. I'm going to actually post this in my Fujifilm book. Without changing anything on this speed light, and by the way, this is the Nissan i60A. The Fujifilm is teamed up with Nissan. I found out from an inside source, not an inside source of Fujifilm, but another location. It's going to be called the EF60. And the reason why I'm using this, you could use a Godox. However, a Godox unit is a lot larger. I'm using this because it's a lot more compact and lightweight. But the only thing that I actually have here, I'll let you take a look at it, is I actually have a Velo. Velo is a brand carried by B&H. Fujifilm, by the way, uses Canon TTL pinout configurations. In other words, the configurations for the pinouts are the same as that for Canon. Now, you can see this is a 1.5-foot cable. I have them in 30 feet, which is not coiled. I have them in 6 feet, which is coiled. This is a 1.5 foot, which is more than long enough. On the bottom here, actually attached to the camera, is just a plastic flash bracket like they use in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I used these back in photography school. They basically give these suckers away on eBay. You can get one for like $2 or $3. So you can see it's how it's attached, and I actually have the speed light attached with some industrial hook and loops that you could actually get at Lowe's or Home Depot. And here I actually have, and there's 2 wires in the back for stiffeners where I can actually bend the reflector. And this is, of course, just aluminum ducting tape. I've always got tons of this stuff around. You can also get that at the hardware store. And it's bent at roughly a 15 to 20 degree angle. With this setup, I've actually, no matter how much it costs for macro lighting, and the countless DIY macro light mods that I've made, and I've made more than anybody. There's nobody on this earth, I don't think there's anybody else on this earth, certainly more so on YouTube times 1,000, people that, someone that's created more macro light mods than I have and spent so much time thinking about how to make it simpler and better. Now this doesn't look simple, but actually it is. Now this VLO TTL cable for Canon, which is the exact same pinout as it is for Fujifilm, is $15. This flash bracket down here, which is attached via the camera, it's not attached via the speed light except for the industrial hook and loops and the hook and loop straps that I actually used. You can get that like for $5, so we're up to $20. This is a plastic poster board that you can get like for $3 for a large 20 by 30 sheet, and it's covered with the aluminum ducting tape on one side. On the other side I actually have duct tape, the heavy-duty duct tape that's holding in two wires so that I can actually bend this and it will hold its bend. You know, you can see these two wires in the spine of this, and this is of course just hook and looped onto this lens hood. This doesn't weigh anything, so the totality of weight is about an ounce, 3 ounces, and the speed light. And if you're going to do macro photography, you know, this is no different than having a speed light, you know, on either side of the lens hood. This is, like I said, the compact. I'm glad that actually Fujifilm went with Nissan, teamed up with them for the i60. But I can use this for focusing right to the edge of the lens hood all the way out to 5 or 6 feet. And this would be perfect for weddings where you want to take face shots, you want to do macro of like the place cards, the details on the cake, the rings. People actually love it when you sprinkle in some macro shots of the wedding, like the design on the plates or the cups or the silverware. You don't actually have to change anything to go from all the way right up against the lens hood to 5 or 6 feet out. You don't have to change anything. Like I said, I shoot all macro for flash compensation, and I shoot all manual, so... Oops, excuse me there. I'm thinking about 10,000 things at once, and I forgot that I turned my speed light off. Hello. Absolutely perfect each and every time. Except, of course, for like really reflective surfaces, like this gold apple here, where I actually have to change exposure compensation. You have to do that regardless. Now this looks ungainly, but it doesn't actually weigh anything. The only weight is the speed light, which has 4 AA batteries in it. This plastic bracket, like I said, it costs nothing. They're all the frick over YouTube. I mean eBay, excuse me. eBay for nothing. This plastic card covered in aluminum ducting tape. You know, this would cost you, if you exclude the cost of the $3 placard, plastic placard, it'd take you 20 minutes to make this. The only mod I did to the speed light, as you can see right here, the diffuser, I actually taped off the diffuser right here at the bottom 10 millimeters, and on the bottom here I didn't have to tape it off that far, so that no light would come in from this part of the speed light into the lip of the hood and actually make its way into the camera. So as you can see here, I've got 80% of it unblocked. And you can see angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. I could use this at any distance. At this 15 to 20 degree angle where this is actually hitting, and it's actually bent here too, I actually have a copper rod up here bent so I could actually change the curvature. You would want to change it a little bit more. You don't have to. I've got it bent very, very slightly, just a slight lip on the top here. This is literally, like I said, from what I've built and what you could buy, regardless of what the hell it costs. I say money's out the window. Okay? I don't care what it costs. What is the easiest to use, most effective, use it close, use it not so close, where I don't have to change anything. Macro lighting device slash mod, and this is of course a macro lighting device. It's just regular speed lights, and it's an i60. But it's modded for this. This is it. You know, I've owned all the expensive stuff, including twin lens, excuse me, not twin lens, but twin flash unit, Nikon on the circular brackets. And by the way, that's also a problem too, is because they only come with certain ring brackets for screwing on the end of the lens. They are ungainly, they're extremely costly, they're always breaking down. There's nothing to break down on this. There's nothing to break down on this TTL cable, not hardly anyway. There's nothing to break down on this plastic bracket. And this is just the Nissan Speedlight, the i60, which is, by the way, 4 AA batteries, incredibly powerful. This is it. I mean, you actually hang this off of my Performance Designs camera strap. This is nothing. I've already taken this out to the park. I've messed around with it at countless distances, and I can easily say this is the best macro light mod, not only that I've ever created, but also, too, better than anything that I could buy. Now, better than anything I could buy, does it look professional? Well, you don't know much, because people like my photographer hero, who's dead now of cancer, Dean Collins, he had all the camera gear in the world, okay? The best of the best of the best of the best. But he made thousands of light mods. I've not seen a single working professional photographer, you know, regardless of how much money that they had, that didn't have countless DIY things to help them with their photography. And for macro, I'm so pleased with this. I'm actually over the moon on this. And you could say how ugly and ungainly it looks, but this works like butter. Isn't that what they say up in the Northeast? Like butter. Isn't that what, like a New Jersey thing that they say? This really is awesome. It's even better than this because you actually have a limited range on this. This is a great macro light mod too, this light tint, the macro light tint. It works best using a TTL cable or like a radio trigger and having the speed light off so you could actually change the angle. But you know, you need two hands for that. I only need one hand for use of this. Hang this off of my neck. This works way better than the dual speed light setup of the $600 Nikon macro lighting tool. Way better. I've owned two of those, the early version which sucked and the later version which had so many damn parts and it was so fragile it would break if you looked at it the wrong way. So, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. And it's extremely simple. It's just a TTL cable, an $8 antique flash bracket, which is everywhere, all over the freaking place on eBay. A speed light. You could use a larger Godox, but I wanted to use the smallest, most compact speed light, the Nissan. And this reflector, which took me 20 minutes to make. You know, you could use coat hangers in the back here for the wires. I use copper wire, which I always have a roll of copper wire laying around. I use it for everything. Been using this for years. It's about 2/3 used up. Very, very useful. Nothing more useful than duct tape, industrial Velcro, and copper wire. And this aluminum ducting tape, which everybody should have a roll of this stuff. This is real ducting tape, actually, by the way. It's literally one side is sticky and it's thin aluminum sheeting. It's actual aluminum. So everybody should have a roll of that. Yeah, as I put it on top of my head. I hope you like this. You can complain as much as you want, but the results can't be argued with. All of my macro light mods work exactly as I described them. And I've made more light mods than anybody else on YouTube. You actually took the top 100 photography channels combined. I've made more light mods than all of them combined, and that is no friggin' exaggeration. So thank you, and peace out, Girl Scout. Wait for it. Fujifilm.